Introspection time. Got an ass stack of two. Well, we'll have to get on that. Don't worry, Chimera. Defensive weapon still? It's still this one, huh? Do I get this? Hey! Alright, easy 25. let me find... Whoop. Keep doing that. Let's fetch this. Alright, easy choice for us. Should we... No, we don't need to. Alright, Aztec. What is your worst quality in your opinion? What is your worst quality in your opinion? Oh, where do I start? That's a good question. Not because it's hard, but because I have so many options to choose from. I would say, ooh, is this the new texture pack? This looks kind of cool. Bunkerish. I like that. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Is this? Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. I need that. I'll be getting that for sure. That's dope. The hell is this? So, I have a lot of bad qualities, frankly. Let me just investigate here a little bit. I would say most of them, though, I also consider strengths. I don't necessarily think... Hang on, let me just itch my ear. I don't necessarily think all of them are strictly bad. I think most of them, with the exception of maybe one off the top of my head, are kind of like coins with two sides. And I would say the one that comes to mind is my impatience. And I've asked... We've actually had a question similar to this before. And my... That's amazing. That was incredible. Wow. Yeah, I see you. That was so good. Pack 59. It's still going. I gotta... Okay, first of all, I'll do that. I think we did it at a game night where that question was brought up and my wife said impatience. And I'm inclined to agree with her. I think that's probably... of the many myriad bad qualities I possess, that's probably the worst. I feel constantly like I'm on a clock, like timing, or like a timer. And a lot of times I'm not. Like, it's just in my own head. But I'm like, I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep going. Not that I don't know how to relax, because I do. I'll fucking chill. Oh, shit. Can't take a chance on this guy. He's too smart with his circuits. You know, I'm actually, that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of, I have a lot of kind of contradictions, I think. Because I know how to relax better than most of my buddies, I would say, in a lot of cases. And I definitely know how to stop and smell the roses. But I also, I don't know, I'll put timers on myself. I'll be like, I got to get here at this time. I don't like being late. It's a big thing of mine. If I say I'm going to be somewhere at a certain time, I'm there pretty much. And it really, like, stresses me out when, like, if someone I'm with is just, like, lollygagging. And 99% of the time, I would even say almost all, I guess that is 99, the person I'm meeting does not give a shit if I'm late or not. It's like an internal thing with me. I don't know why. I think it's just, I know how easily I lose track of stuff. So I think I've internalized it where, like, you got to be on that at all times. Even though I don't. That one doesn't really have a benefit, and that's why I probably put that one up first. I will say, maybe you could say, because I'm constantly trying to do things quickly and efficiently, I make decisions quickly. So, due to my impatience, I have gotten good at doing things fast, you know, in my life. Oh, man, you got me done, Chef. Now what? God damn, this guy's good. You know, so it's a very minor benefit. I think it mostly stresses people out. And just wanted him to back off a little. Holy. More? This is a wild-ass base. This guy needs to be found. And I don't mean that in like a, get him, boys. I mean, find this guy and ask him how he's doing stuff. This is really good, and it looks really cool too, by the way. Yeah, my impatience, as you've seen, has gotten me in a lot of trouble. It also is the reason I get frustrated with not finding base entrances quickly. It's also why I miss really cool details sometimes of bases. Like, I've seen a couple times, and rightfully, they're like, man, you missed the secret. And I'll go back, and in the narration or the story that you guys have provided, you'll be like, there are 3 secrets. And I'll be like, cool. I can't wait to find them. And then I completely neglect it because I just lose track. And that's, you know, another... You know, my attention span is also not very good, as you guys have all probably have come to find. What is this? Just, I've already lost track. Holy shit. And I was just talking about it. Was it the attention? Yeah, it was the attention span. Oh my god. Well, that's appropriate, I suppose. Hang on. Just do a quick... But my inattentiveness has allowed me to, you know, not always focus on, you know, tunnel visioning. Sometimes I do it with the hyper focus, but most of the time I'm... Picking your pants for that. This is some, like, high-tier guard dropping. Am I right? I mean, this is good. This is one of the better ones I've seen. Very dangerous. This guy is very smart. I'll just say that. Damn, get up! What was that opened? Oh, it was a bouncer, huh? And then it went. Harvey saved me, maybe? Alright, I don't know how to feel about that, because he's been kind of a butthole lately. The inattentiveness has saved me quite a bit. You know, like I said, it's definitely a problem, but it's also maybe something I've come to like a little bit. I guess if you've just lived a certain way, you're just like, this is all I know. Inattentiveness, hyper focused on time. Another one would be my excitability. I get excited about stuff, and I actually I have examples for all of these, and I'll try and give them to you. When I was younger, probably I'm just gonna say like 11 or 12. My buddy and I, who lived like the one I've talked about, I've known since kindergarten. He lived like 4 houses away, and we decided that we were gonna like egg, you know, get some eggs and, you know, egg some houses, do the trick-or-treating thing during Halloween. And we got the dozen eggs, and I was like super dumb about it at the 7-Eleven, which is like the convenience store. And the guy's like, okay, I clearly know what the fuck you're doing, but like I don't care enough to do anything about it. And I was like, no, I'm just getting this for breakfast for my... And we're, you know, it's like 2 13-year-old kids. Like, you know, if 2 13-year-old kids are getting like a dozen eggs, there's a problem. So Halloween rolls around. I've saved these eggs in the back of the refrigerator. They're not rotten or anything. It's like 3 days out, but I hid them, you know, so my parents didn't find them, which they did, and they used a couple, which I was pissed about, but I couldn't tell them why, because I was like, did you use some eggs? And they were like, yeah, they were in the fridge. Is there a problem? Oh, wait. That's this and this. I'm like, no, it's fine. They're like, are you okay? Were you gonna eat all 12 eggs? And I'm like, no. But like, you know, that's where I was like, hey, idiot, shut up. Like, you know, you've gone too far. I'm like, so I'm down to like, I don't know, 7 eggs. And so we put our masks on. We go out to go trick-or-treating. And this is so embarrassing too, but it's funny, so I'll just say it. All right, I guess I'm not going to be able to claim that. Just kidding. So we get out of my house. There's one house, you know, next to my house. I get past that. And the third house, I get so excited that I have the eggs that I pull them out and throw like 2 at the side of the house. And it's like broad daylight. I couldn't wait. And Rob was like, dude, what are you doing? We start booking it. And it's a large neighborhood, and we run towards this, like, you know, this creek. I almost named it. That would have been bad. That we used to like fish at and do all, you know, make rafts and shit. And because Rob was like spooked, he's like, dude, Like, and rightfully so. It's like my neighbor. He's like 2 houses down, and I, I really ruined Halloween that year because immediately my neighbor like got a hold of my dad and was like, "Hey Joe, going down." Ooh, that was spicy. I think Joe threw eggs at the house, and my dad was like, "What?" And like was just really confused. So I basically held out in the creek for a while until things died down. But I was, oh, okay, that was cool. Um, but I just got too excited and I was too impatient and I just couldn't control. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be so cool, and I just couldn't contain it. So like I egged my neighbor, who's really nice too. It wasn't like a targeted thing at all. I just had the power and I could not handle the responsibility of that power, and so I just let him fly. I like couldn't contain it, and looking back, you're like, man, you were really just unable to control yourself, your impulses. And that leads me to another one of my bad qualities, which I also really enjoy, is probably my imagination. Ooh. Do we have a prank caller? Hang on. Let's see if I can get this close. Uh-oh. Hello? Hello?
Speaking with Hua.
Yeah, this is him.
Hi Tom, good day. This is Brandon from Clean Energy Network calling a recorded line. I'm just calling to let you know that you're a qualified homeowner here in Taos Heights. You received this new government-funded program and help you lower down your electric bill using solar. Can you tell me, are you the homeowner of 12943 South Oak Park Avenue?
Absolutely, I am.
Okay, and is this a single-family home, sir?
This is.
Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to ask, sir, does your electric bill around $200?
We actually have it down to 0 right now. I have this kind of water wheel in the back that I've hooked up to kind of a spring, so that generates power, and we do okay. Is solar something that can provide me with extra?
Yeah, actually, this is solar that is funded by the government, and all the appointments and the installation will be covered by them. So
Nice.
if you're interested, I can, or if you are interested on solar, I can at least, you know, look you up for an appointment so that our solar engineers can discuss on how this program works.
Yeah, so how much, I guess my question is, how much energy does the sun have left? Because I just don't want it to run out. If I get the solar panels, like, you
It
know,
will be depends, sir, because it will be depends on how much panels that you have.
yeah.
So it will gonna be depends on there. But
Let's say I start
our
with
solar
one.
engineers will.
How much power
I
is that going
really
to
have
give
no
me?
idea
Oh,
about
okay.
that because it will be our solar engineers who's going to inform you on how much will be the power output for that.
Got it.
They will discuss as well of how much will be the savings that you have.
Okay. Well,
So
let's start
yeah.
with 2 solar panels and you know, what other, any deals I can get with that?
That is why we will swing by the property for this and give you all the details on it and give you all the proposal on how much will be the minimum and how much will be your monthly payment for this in case you were going to opt in on having solar.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
um, before you have that that water wheel that you have in that back in your home, how much is your electric bill?
It was about $5 a month.
$5 a month, okay.
Is that decent?
Okay. Okay. And yeah, I'll take notes here and we'll contact you with the appointment once we have the solar engineers swing by to your property in
That
Taos Heights, okay?
that's perfect. And what was your name so I can tell them what a great job you did?
Brandon, sir.
Brandon. Appreciate it, man. Looking forward to the solar energy. Clean burning, am I right? Green to the future. That's right. All right, I love you. See ya. Sure, he's like, what the hell? All right, where did we leave off? We were talking about, oh yeah, the impatience. I went through that. Oh, the imagination. You guys will enjoy this. This was a big f up, but it's the story I normally go to. Actually, some of my buddies have even gone to from the old neighborhood when trying to explain how dangerous sometimes my imagination can be. So, while I love imagination and being able to just kind of think of stuff, it's gotten away from me a couple times where I started believing the stuff that I had. Whoa, what the hell is this? Nothing but milk. It's a bunny and a bird, right? So when I was younger, I was probably, it's probably in the 9 or 10 age range. And we had, our neighborhood had a bunch of kids in it. And I liked it that way. We had a good time. We'd play tag and shit and hide and seek. It was a lot of like siblings with older and younger brothers and sisters, so we had a lot of kids to play with. And it was cool, but like the neighborhood was not even oh my god, you see all that? Holy. All right, this is one of these and then a bubble up there, I think. So people were starting to move out, and I don't know why, but I had a big fucking problem with that. Probably because things were changing and I like things the way they were. Did he get Uno reversed on him? What happened up there? He died before the bomb hit, I thought. Yeah, I see you. Haha. Eat it, friend. There's one above me? What is that? Let me get to a... I don't see... Oh, he's right there. Wow, I picked this spot to chill in, huh? Oh, that's... Yeah, that's not good, though. So that's intentional. Got it. Let's do this. Oh, okay, that's cool. And actually, let's do that. Oh, that was... Whoa! It got them all. That was the perfect launch. That was pretty cool. Moving on to arrogance? No, I'm just kidding. So, one of the kids across the street was moving out. Their family's moving out to another town. And a new family's moving in. And... Okay, that wasn't as good. Is there one above that? I need to know if that has... It doesn't. Okay, so this is safe? It wasn't. Oh my god. Ah, that's where it rolls, though. I think I can snake that from the outside. I'm just curious. Now more than anything. Let's do... Any of these explode? That explodes, right? Maybe? That'll get these. Okay. Good read on that. Thank you, me. Sorry, there's just a lot of angles, so I won't be able to track everything. Okay. Ooh, that's a naughty one. Dang, man. Oh, come on now. No, just gotta do that the right way. Yeah? How about one of these? Yeah, baby. I'll, just clear this real quick, just in case. Okay, guard. All right. Okay. Flames. So she was moving out. So was her sister. We grew up with them. Kid in the neighborhood. New family's coming in. Cool. New blood. Should have been, right? Well, somehow in my head, in my imagination, I had it that this person was coming in to invade our neighborhood. I mean, it wasn't like alien invasion. It was like more like a stranger's coming in. I don't want a stranger. I like things the way they are. You know what's going on. And so I had a black walnut tree in my yard, and if you don't know, black walnut trees drop these like they're like almost they're a little bit bigger than golf balls. They smell like shit, and they're green. And inside is the walnut, but the outside is like this green fleshy. It stinks. It sticks to your fingers. If you throw them, your fingers smell like it forever. So I had like a lot of ammunition, and I got all the bad choices all around. I should. Oh my god! I almost made another one. Holy. So I got maybe 3 or 4 of the guys together, and we were in my backyard, and we had a bunch of the. That's cool. That little emblem, and we got a mound of them, and the movers came in. There were like 3 guys moving this family in, and then the father of the family. Call him Mr. G or Scott. I can call him Scott. And we started lobbing the black walnuts. Called them monkey balls back then, because there was another tree nearby that made these like green brain looking things. They're really weird, and called them obviously monkey brains. That's gonna keep me stalled for something. There it is. And there it goes. So we have our mounds. It's 4 or 5 of us, and we start throwing these at the moving truck. It's banging off really loud. A couple of them come close to the movers. The movers start getting mad because they're trying to do their job, and I'm being a turd, and understandable. So they start tossing back, and they're like chucking them hard, like side arming it, trying to like beam us in the head, because we're throwing them hard too. We're kids, but I was trying to hit. I was trying to get. My thought was like, if I threw enough black walnuts at them, they'd go away, and the family that was leaving would come back. And you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense. I wasn't concerned. I was locked in, and in my head, this family was coming in and taking the spot of a family that I liked, and so F this new family. So the owner comes out because one of my buddies throws one, and it comes pretty close to the front door, and it like bounced off the wall, and he's like. Comes out, he's like, what's your fucking problem? Like, yelling at us. And all the kids split. But I was, like, in the backyard still. Because I was like, I'm here. I'm going to do this. I'm here to the end. And he, like, walked over, and he's like, what's your fucking problem? I'm like, I just don't want you here. And looking back, it was like, what a shit thing, Like, it's okay. The story ends really well. So you'll like it, I promise. But he's like, why? And I'm like, you just, you're not the... family's name, and he's like, well, I mean, you don't even know me, and I was like, I don't really want to. And so he actually talked to my dad, and my dad is like, Joe, what the hell's your problem? And I was like, I don't know, I was just angry, and so what ends up happening with this dude is we end up becoming really good friends. Now he's like an adult, he's got his own business. He's in carpet cleaning, and he's just, I don't know, every time I'd see him, he was a big dude. He looked like a biker, and he had tats and stuff like that, and he was just a sweetheart. And he had some cool stuff from he had cool stuff that he'd show us, and he ended up having 2 younger girls who were like generations away, so they weren't like playing with the neighborhood kids or anything like that. But he had, kids and his wife there, and we started talking. He was right across the street. Every time I'd come through, he'd say what's up. And then as I got older, I'm in like the 16, 17 range. I'm driving, I'm coming home, and he was like, hey Joe, do you want to come along? And my guy didn't show up for this carpet cleaning thing. Like, do you want to come through, make some money? I was like, yeah, sure. So I cleaned carpets with him for a bit, made some good money as like a young dude. He was just a cool guy. I'd work with him for like 8 hours a day, and met a couple other buddies through him. And eventually when I got to, I used to like chills over there, and, he'd be on his front porch. He'd just like be hanging, like watching the neighborhood, enjoying like, sundown kind of thing. And I'd like come home after hanging out with buddies or whatever, and he'd be like, hey, he'd make these Moscow mules. And he'd be like, hey, do you want one? Like, and so we'd shoot the shit on his porch, drinking Moscow mules. And now this is years and years later. And he's like, do you remember that first day, he'd always bring it up because it embarrassed me, and I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I was so weird, and I'm like, I know, and I wish I could explain it because multiple times he was like, did I do something to you? I'm like, no, you didn't do anything. It's just you weren't the family that I was used to, and I was like, didn't like that. And he's like, that's psychotic, and I'm like, I know. And he's like, it was a weird thing for me because I thought when we yelled at you and you started running, it was the end of it. But then you were like, you were there like you had a personal vendetta against me, like and I felt that way. And he had done nothing to me, but like my imagination just got away. It didn't happen often, but like sometimes I would just get a thought in my head and it would lock in, and I'd be like, this is the truth, and it wasn't. It's just what I wanted it to be, and it was this guy. This guy's the reason the family's moving, which makes no sense. Scott's the reason that the Marks are leaving. And it's like, what the hell is that logic? There just isn't. But while I like the imagination part, that's a downside. And so I think a lot of the things I don't like or are negative. I mean, there's things that I like about them a little bit. It's just, there's negative parts to it too. Trying to think of another good one. What are my worst traits? Oh shit, is that another one? Oh no, that's a bouncer. Just clear this real quick. I know I did already. But that ended up being really cool. Like I ended up working for him. I love the guy. He's one of my favorite people, and it was a rough start. But sometimes that was just the way it was with me. It was kind of a chaotic grab bag, which again, I like things being different, but I also think that sucks. That sucked for him. It worked out really well that we became really good friends, but it's just sometimes I would do that, and that's not cool. What else? I think I try to be matter of fact because it's hard for me to track. It's too hard for me to, I think, deceive people who are with it because I myself can't track details. So, like, at one point I just kind of decided, it's just easier for me to just try and tell the truth. And there's probably slip-ins here and there. Certainly, like, maybe embellishments if I'm misremembering, and my memory is shit. And that's another bad quality that's also good, it bugs me a lot when I forget shit. It really does, actually, sometimes, because I'm like, man, you should know this. I know you know this inside. You just can't pull it out, what's going on. But also, like, honestly, I have almost, like, no real... I have very few, like, real bad memories. Don't get me wrong, I know there's some in there, and I certainly have, come out of some gnarly stuff. But for the most part, like, I won't recall it on my own. If you guide me there, like my buddies or someone who knows me will be like, hey, Joe, do you remember when this? I'll be like, oh, yeah. But, like, if they didn't bring it up, I'd probably never think about it again until I died, kind of thing. So that part I've appreciated more, but I do get fucking frustrated when I, like, can't remember where something is. I hate that. And maybe it's like you think, well, something isn't working right, and you feel like, like I'm like, you should know this. Like, this is a problem that you can't remember this, dude. Like, and I'll be like, I know, but like, what can you do? I can't make myself remember better. There's strats and stuff, and of course, everyone under the sun will tell you, just get a notebook and write it down, and all these other strategies that never work for people with that type of Oh, you son of a that was real good. I just love that. That is good. I gotta find that again. Because whatever the setup is, the eye draws are enough that you'll, like, never really... I gotta be careful, actually. I'm getting close, I think, to it, right? This is the flames, yeah. Okay, so it's around here, and look for the lava cubes. So, you know, poor memory is a frustrating thing for me, but also it probably has helped me. Oh, yeah, it's around here. Yeah. Where was that? Oh, it's... Oh, okay. Was it not here? No, yeah, I ducked in here. It was just right there, and it got me. Oh, is that it? That was it, right? Now I'm, like, ultra paranoid of that shit. Okay. Watch out for those bouncers, dude. I feel like they're everywhere now. Alright, just get me out of here, please. Yeah, so, like, you know, inattentiveness, memory, imagination, I try to be more matter of fact, and sometimes that throws people, which totally I get. That was good. You know, because although I will say this, if you're open and, for lack of a better term, like, I guess real with people, they open up pretty quick. I think most people think it's a, well, I shouldn't say most people. I always immediately think, all right, is this like a con or some shit? But that's because I'm damaged inside or something. But, you know, once you, like, vet it and you're just like, oh, no, this person just, like, doesn't want to fuck with that shit. It's too complicated, like, leading a fake life and deceiving and doing all that shit, I think. I mean, I don't know. That's not a really... I don't think that's a fun way to live. Just straight up. You know, own your shit. You know, everyone's got problems. Everyone's got weaknesses. Everyone's got bad qualities. Or what was the question? Traits? What's your worst? No, it's quality, I think. Can't collect that, huh? All right. Bonk. No luck. Okay. Shouldn't have wasted it on him. Should get the bomber. But let's see what we can make happen. Is this a tree? Yeah, it is. Cool. Alright, let's start collecting, because you got to start working on getting stuff. It's a whole village. Whoop. Yep. Oh, yeah. It's a fun village. Holy. This is a whole... Like, it's got streets and everything on this. It's cool as hell. I think wanting to get better is probably not something a lot of people would be like, well, that's not a negative quality, but I think, well, yeah, I guess that's probably not one I'd classify as negative. I think wanting to do stuff myself maybe might be like I don't learn from other people typically. It's just you can tell me stuff, but until I experience it myself, I have trouble applying it. And so a lot of the time, there's like a joke that my wife is, we've always joked that on my tombstone it'll be like, thinks fast, learns slow. And I think that's true. I think I'm a slow learner. I think I'm late to the party on a lot of shit. Like, just things like most people would get naturally. Like, it took me a really long time to understand how cool and useful and important and essential, like, being part of a society is. Because for a long time I was like, I'll just look out for me and you guys look out for you and, you know, good luck, you know? And that's just a really not... It's a really underdeveloped and oh baby and soft mindset. I say that a lot, and I try, because it's how I teach myself things. I found a very long time ago, and maybe you can get something from this, I don't know, where, you know, you can retrain your perspective based on your values. And for me, I never wanted to be... Like, when I was in that same neighborhood around 9 or 10 or early teens, there was, like, a dude who was older, you know, one of the jocks on the street or whatever, and his buddy were in a... where's that bolt? We're in their room. It was, like, a corner room of a house. And all of us young kids were out there, and, like, they had put, like, some, like motor oil on, like, a fucking hanger or something, and they stuck it out a window. And they're like, hey, check this out. And, like, we all touched it and got, like, motor oil on our fingers, and it smelled bad, and... They were laughing, and I remember being like, nah, never again. I'm not falling for that shit, because I just felt like a dumbass. And So, not that that was the start of it, but where my motivations were I was like selfishly focused, and I didn't want to be weak or stupid or have people like pulling ones on me. This is a cool. It's got like a whole tree. Oh, look, the village is like sideways here. Oh, wow, this is like way cooler than I actually thought. Probably because I'm talking so damn much. Hang on a second. Magic D, Bellevue. This is cool, man. Check this out. So for me, I was always like, you know, you got to be strong. You got to be smart. You got to, you know, you can't let people do that. You just got to watch out. And for a long time, I thought that meant, and this is another weakness of mine, which I think, I'm hoping I can turn around. I think I'm doing okay. I could probably do better. Where's the other... Where's that guy? Is he above? Low? It's low, right? I just got eyes on me. And from where? So being like a runt... There he is. You know, that was a big... I was like, yo, I'm not going to be a victim. It's just not happening. And so I was like, whatever I got to do, I'm going to do it. Which... From, like, a survival aspect, yeah, you know, maybe that's beneficial. But, like, I'm not in a fucking war zone. You know, that's not the mentality to have unless you're fucking at war, truly. But maybe I thought that's how it was. And I think... So, for my verbiage and trying to... Hang on, there's a text. God, puts... Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, where's the... So for a long time, I was like, being the runt. Where's the? There it is. I was like, you gotta everyone that checks you or tries to check you or fucks with you, you gotta answer that shit like as hard as you can. Go brutal, go extra, take the punishment. I don't give a fuck. Give me another Saturday. I don't give a shit. I'll take 5 of them if it means someone won't mess with me again. So for me, it was like answer all of that. You know, if someone like talks shit to you or disrespects you or you know. You're being a little bitch, like fucking jump on it right then and there, go extra hard in the paint. And I used to think like that's a strong response, you know, like hit it right now because in my own head I was like, if you don't, you're a bitch. That's part of where I grew up and just that culture, I think, to be fair. But you know, I was like, if you don't do that, you're a bitch and you deserve what's coming to you. I got no sympathy for you. I remember seeing other kids just like take it and not fight. And I'd be like, you deserve it. I'm not going to inflict that on him, but like, I didn't feel bad. And for a long time, I thought like, you know, if you're smashing people out or just attacking people, if they come at you, that's the strong response. You know, not a lot of people do that. So if you're doing that, you're strong. And I think it's wrong, and I also think it's incorrect. I think that's the easy way, and I think that's what flipped in my head is among other things, and learning from other good people and along the way, and kind of like them kind of leading by example, and me being like, all right, maybe I buy this a little bit, you know. This is a tricky one. Probably, if that explodes, I'm in trouble though. Yeah, this is just going to be a thing, huh? This is probably safest right here. I do believe. Yeah, I think we're going to be okay here. Cool. We'll wait for that to... Alright. And I'm not saying I was, like, going and swinging on people and being like a, you know, whatever. It was just like, if someone, like, came up to me and, like... I'm just trying to think of like an example. Like, put their hands on me in a weird way, or, you know, if they like took my beer and like drank it or some shit, I would respond pretty badly. And it wasn't because I was like, I wanted to, I just felt like I had to. Otherwise, in my own head, coming from the younger days, it was like, address it now so it never happens again. You know, like you make an example out of someone going, you know, because you're fucking going way too hard on it. Generally, other people won't do that to you. And that was true in middle school, but in the real world, it's like not the right mentality. And I also found that it isn't strong to, in my own head, this is my opinion, by the way. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. You know, this is open for debate, and where you're at changes a lot. But I used to think like that's the strong way to do it. Not everyone does that. You know, not everyone fights back. It's hard. It's hard to muster that shit, especially when you're outnumbered or, you know, outgunned, because this dude's big as fuck. But I was just like, I'd fuck it. I'd rather get hurt a lot and take the consequences than deal with this shit. And, you know, again, I think that was just a chip on my shoulder from being a little guy when I was younger. And it's weird when you get older and you're like, now I'm, you know, I'm not. I'm above average in height. And, but you never, well, you don't, it's not a never situation because I'm trying to do that now. I was going to say, and you never lose that, but there's a piece of you that always wonders like, shit, you know, and it's hard to retrain yourself. You know, I think it's weak. If you respond with violence, in my own head, it used to be like, cool, you're brave. You know, you swung on, you handled it, you whatever. Now I'm like, you're doing the weakest. You didn't even try and think your way out of it. You didn't even try and talk. You weren't clever. Anyone can swing, right? Anyone can throw a punch. It doesn't matter if you're good or strong or whatever. Anyone can do it. And it's a choice. And this is just really fucking cool. This is awesome. I hope that person's out there and sees that, knows it. I think now it's like, it's way... So I used to do the physical route and be violent because I thought that was the harder route. And I wanted to do... I'll do it the hard way. I don't fucking care. And really, it's the easy way. And once I realized that, that changed everything for me. I'm like, it's actually... You're a bigger bitch if you have to respond with violence or threats or intimidation or scaring people. It's way harder to end those situations peacefully, and it's way harder to talk your way out of it and end it amicably where all parties are happy and don't feel like shit. Because even the way I used to do it, someone it sucked for someone, right? And again, I hope I'm not like painting myself as like a thug or anything. I'm not at all. I wasn't at all. I just, if those things happen, like even within my friend groups, I just corrected, like, I think what I perceived as disrespectful behaviors very, very quickly, and I just don't think that was the right thing to do. But yeah, seeing people like non-violently solve problems, and you know, just and both parties come out like happy because like they explained, they're like, hey, sorry, you know, there's a misunderstanding. My buddy thought it was this. Let me get you a drink, kind of thing. And like when I was younger, I'd be like, no fucking way am I buying a drink for anybody that, you know, whatever. And I haven't, to be fair, but I would now. Like, to me, it went from like, I'm not buying him a drink because he's a little bitch, and he doesn't deserve to get rewarded for being a jerk to my buddies or whatever. And while I still believe that, if you also were like, okay, yeah, Joe, all that shit is true, but if you just buy like this $3 drink right now, this dude is gonna leave all your buddies alone. He'll be happy. You'll be happy. Is it worth $3 to you? Yeah, it is. And it doesn't matter if I feel like I can, you know, do something about it or I'm willing to. I think in my own head, and again, it's just my opinion, I think it's a soft mindset. If you're just, it's easy. That's the easy way. I was wrong. It's not the hard way and the cool way. It's, you know, it's the fucking easy way. And anyone can do it. And I think when that mentality changed, my life got a lot better. I'll just say that. Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. Oh, that's cool back there. I think I can get... So I think my perspective and my slow learning. Let's try that. Think that can make it? Oh, it got somebody. I got the two middle ones, which is actually a problem. I should have done... I didn't think it could make it, to be fair. Oh, that one fell short. Okay. So I think, you know, that took me a long time to learn that. And I think a lot of you guys out there are like, yeah, I learned that, you know, the kindness thing and not choose violence in like kindergarten or whatever your equivalent early schooling is. And for me, man, that took me into like I think I was like late 20s, man. And I'm just like, dude, you took way too long to learn that, brother. And I think that is probably another not good quality, but I also think that while I don't learn fast, I think once I grasp a concept, I have a pretty good handle on it. Once I get it. But I think other people can, I think they can understand, like, I want to say like philosophical stuff. Like I feel like there's probably someone out there's like, yeah, you know, if you're fighting everything, you're just like a brute. You know, like that's what you thought that was like hot shit. And my answer is like, yeah, I thought if you were making excuses for not fighting, you were afraid, or you know, some other dumb excuse in my own head. Because when you have that mentality, you're like, the only reason you're not is because you're a bitch or whatever. And I just think back, and I'm like, all those people who probably were like, okay, dude, and we're like, no, I'm just not a fucking animal. You know, I'm a human being with, you know, a good understanding of what the big picture is. And the big picture is we all need to exist together. And it's a lot harder to do when you're treating everyone like it's an enemy rather than someone who doesn't understand something, or, you know, has a different perspective on things like I did. Because there were people that I met who I guarantee you probably felt that way about me, who were like, all right, well, this guy's like kind of fucked up. I don't agree with how he views the world, but you know, that's, I can't, you know, not that they wouldn't fault me for it, but hopefully this isn't very confusing. How about, okay, I got another quality for you. I'm really good at making simple concepts stretch out for magnitudes longer than they need to, and sometimes befuddle what are probably simple concepts because I'm trying to wrap them up, and I have so many kind of chaotic thoughts that they don't all mesh together smoothly. And again, it's something I think is a bad quality, and also something I like, because I think sometimes in doing that I get a better understanding of abstract concepts than I would have, you know, someone else explaining it to me a certain way. I don't know if that makes sense. It maybe doesn't. What else though? So yeah, I would say maturity, wisdom, really late on that. That's a bad quality. What else? I covered impatience big time. That's honestly, I think, the one with very few, if any, redeeming qualities. Is I put timers on myself for no reason other than I feel like I have to, because for someone like me, if I don't put timers on and stuff, I'll just lose track of time and then I can't function in society. Like you got to go to a job, you know, you got to do this from this time to this time. And so someone like me, you better find a fucking way to make that work. Otherwise you're in trouble. Okay. That was cool and fun. So for me, I became really focused on the clock, because I'm like, you know, don't lose track, dude. You know, how long you been daydreaming? Check the clock. You know, what else? I don't know. Maybe it's weird to me because you're out there somewhere and it's now the future, but right now for me, it's the present. And you're watching this and you've never met me before. I'm just a voice that you've heard, that you listen to sometimes, or maybe for the first time, or the last time. And you don't know anything beyond the sounds that I've made and like some of the thoughts I've had. And you might know already a little bit about me just from that. And I don't know anything about you. I mean, that's not true. There's a few people where I think I kind of get a little bit. I mean, but I don't necessarily talk like directly in real time to you guys. What we have going on is like this kind of neo, or not progressive, what's contemporary, like pen pal thing, you know, going on, where you leave a message, I respond to it, and that's cool, you know. But my point is, like, even just based on that interaction, I feel like some of you guys, well, one, you guys have for a fact, in at least a couple instances, made correct assumptions about me, and like guessed how I would behave in a base. You know, like when Shibito put those lights up, and I was looking up and got spiked from low. I'm like, you piece of shit. Like, he just totally targeted me with that. I'm sure he did it for everyone, but it felt targeted, you know? And that was really fun for me because I'm like, man, that felt personal. And that's cool because that means, you know, that's a good laser. I didn't get him. Darn. All right, I'm going to do this. Would like to get this guy. That's good, that's good. Cool. Yeah, let's rank it like we would accolades. I would say that was a poor choice in ammo for that. Right. The least redeeming is impatience, and then what would I give after that? I'm gonna do this because I'm a little bit. Oh, don't. Alright, now. And you lose these guys quick. Oh, I hear ya. Bye. Got another friend, don't you? Did I see that correctly? Let's get all the stuff because we're going to be fighting. I thought there were two, but how did he survive this? Ooh, threading the needle, baby. I see you. Let's try. Good job covering that, though. Let me just double check all of this. I would say impatience, memory pisses me off, inattentiveness, and then imagination. Imagination is like failed me the least amount. I would say it has gotten me into trouble. Like the Scott thing, my neighbor, that was embarrassing. Well, and now you know. That's what's so weird is you're potentially in a country that's like across the Pacific or Atlantic or, you know, Asia, South America, Europe, Sweden. That was, yeah, he had some good ones. And you now know a story about a kid who like threw, you know, black walnuts at his neighbor because he thought he was an invading force and he had it in his head he was an enemy. That's so dumb, dude. But that's, I mean, that's funny. And, you know, for all of my stupid shit that doesn't work for me, it's helped me to get an attitude where I've come to kind of enjoy it, the ride. I like the weirdness and the unpredictability and, you know, there's shit I'm I don't remember a whole lot of things I'm embarrassed about. You can help me if you've known me, like you can get me there. And I would prefer you didn't. But if you're like, hey Joe, do you remember when you did this when you were like in 3rd grade or something? I'd be like, oh fuck yeah. Well, I had forgotten about that until you brought it up. But on my own, I typically won't really recall those things so much. So it's kind of like you're living in an all W universe where you've never lost, even though that's not true, obviously. But I don't know. I got a lot of them. I don't know where I rank, you know, in terms of that's a bouncer. Where is this guy? This will be my last one because I just realized we're at 54 minutes. Holy, my fault. Yeah, I don't know if I'm like within the norm or I'm outside the norm or not sure. Yeah, we'll waste one on you. Go. Where is this assassin, dude? Holy hell. Die. What's your story, though? Like, can you get down in any way? Oh, yeah. Maybe. Just check this real quick. No, he's just stuck up here, huh? Okay. Oh, maybe if you're investigating up there? Oh, no. That's cool. The splatter on these looks nice. Yeah, those are like the most obvious ones. I'm sure I have a shit ton more. I know I asked, well, I didn't. My wife was asked that. And her, what was her, she gave me strength. Because it was, what are the best and worst in that particular, okay. Harvey, yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased. Goodbye. Okay, we've had a rough kind of, I don't know, lately, but not digging it. Hers was, I actually think she said imagination and problem solving. That was her, those were her, which I thought was funny. And then my friends had completely different answers, and I'm trying to think of what theirs were. And I really can't remember off the top, but they weren't, like, all of my friends had different, like, this is what I think your best quality is, this is what I think your worst quality is. And I was like, that's crazy. That, you know, everyone could have a kind of a different one and it be that different. Excuse me. Okay. So, okay. I'm not going to comment on that, but you understand why that's annoying. Claw pulled me out of a bubble. Okay. That's all right. We'll just move past it. It's cool. That time I didn't. Fair. Totally deserve that one. I got no rebuttal on that. I did not put my bubble down fast enough. All right, now I actually have to, like, do better. And I'll probably end it on this one. Probably because I just have to. Ah, that's the problem. Is Mr. Shotgunner over there. Okay. Yeah, he's laying the dirt down. Yeah, get boomed on. Oh, I didn't get both? Oh, there's one guy over here. Ah, okay. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. Alright, let's get you real quick. And then let's do this, and then that. Get these back. Oh yeah, you're still up. Wow, that's cool. All right, I'm actually convinced that this is has more thought than I originally computed in my head. And wow, it's a short one, and still, damn. Okay, so this is pretty great for a bunch of reasons. Let me get this in roll potentially, please, and thank you. Oh yeah, he's got the bouncer and everything. Yeah, I'd, you know, it's probably not something I can ask you guys because who wants to, like, basically reveal all their weaknesses that other people can exploit, but, you know what well, if you guys care and you made it to the end of this, tell me, what do you think your best quality is? You have to sit down with yourself in a room. It's not a mirror, but you are mirrored. It's you sitting right there. And you're like, you have to honestly tell yourself what you think the best quality is about yourself. Think about it hard, too, because I'm wondering how different... Oh, wow. Did we clear all those out? Hey, all right. Am I gonna get a reward? Hey, what was this? I didn't... Okay, we're just... Got it. Okay. Yeah, I'd be interested. If you're willing to reveal that. If not, that's totally cool. And I probably have a shit ton more negative traits, but most, I think, have a silver lining. And you might find that with you, too. I don't know. There are pluses to minuses, and minuses to pluses, I guess. But those are probably mine. I would say impatience. And that was what my wife had also said, and I agreed with prior to even saying it. But that's probably mine. That's my worst quality, I think. What's that about?